Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bluddworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today is an update number 54 for the channel. Bit of good news today. My channel hit 1,200 subscribers. Always appreciative of the people that have been visiting the channel and deciding to subscribe. The more and more subscribers there are, obviously, the more reach the channel will have. So, I certainly welcome any of you that are visiting to, to take the time and subscribe and hit alerts so that you'll get an alert when new content comes up. I've been averaging about 3 videos a week. I might actually pick that up a little bit and try to become a little bit more consistent with putting up videos probably every 2 to 3 days rather than 3 to 4 days or so. So I do want to increase the output of the channel. And that just means that I have to dedicate a little bit more time to sifting through things and getting through my collection and putting things out there for you. So you're going to see some new features coming out as well. I want to do a couple new series of videos on kind of like one-shot scenarios using different game systems. So same scenario, but then done in different game systems so that you can see kind of how a playthrough with several players and myself as the DM going through these scenarios, and then see how the different game systems function doing that same identical scenario, or as close as identical as we possibly can. So that's something that I'm looking to put together over the next week and a half to 2 weeks and get that first episode out there. Also, I've been building up my collection. Actually, I'm going to change views here. So this is pretty much not my entire collection that you can see here. I'd have to shift everything, but I have been, I went down that rabbit hole. As I've been saying in my last couple of videos with second edition, I started off probably about 6 to 8 months ago with just the core 3 books of second edition, and then I just got an inkling of wanting to play it for the first time, and so then I bought a couple of the player options, and then I was done. I knew I was going to be done. So just in this last month, I've picked up some. I picked up the 3 optional the players options. Then I have arms and equipment, the complete guide to gnomes and halflings, the complete guide for dwarves, complete guide for humanoids. I have the priests, fighter, wizards, thieves. I am expecting ranger to come in the mail soon, the complete book of elves, and then paladin, druid, barbarian, and bard. So yes, I went all in, and hopefully I get everything in place within a couple of probably about 2 weeks or so, and then I will be done. I am absolutely not going to do the same thing with third edition. So I think I have the complete collection of first edition AD&D. I want to complete my set of second edition AD&D, although I'm not going to get the castles and those other little splat books because I have no interest in doing those at all. So that's a solid no. I'm not doing it. So, but I do have that. I've been working on that as well. Some other things in the news and in my own game playing. So I'm going to switch views again, and a couple Kickstarters. So here's another Kickstarter. There's actually only 3 days left on this one, so I suggest that if you are going to take a look at it, take a look at this soon. So this is called Dungeoneering. It's a quick and dirty RPG by Grinning Rat Publications. As I said, 3 days to go. It's fully funded, and As I was just looking through it, I was like, you know what? I want a nice little booklet kind of thing. And so it's $15 for both the PDF and the print. And I was like, all right, that's a perfect, ideal point, price point for myself. It looks pretty cool in the images that they have here, and it's just a nice, simple system that I just wanted to take a look at and mess around with it. The layout and everything looks great, and the interior art looks really good as well. And let's see, we're approaching the DM screen cover goal. Dungeoneers will include a dust jacket with unique art that can also serve as a Dungeon Master screen. Um, so 4,000, are we close to that? Is it close to 4,000? Oh, it's at 4,000, so they just have to check off that. So that will be another stretch goal having been met. And then finally, the Mega Dungeon goal at 5,000. So, hey, hopefully we can get this thing to 5,000 by the end of the campaign going. So, Dungeoneering. So it looks really cool, and it's something that I certainly jumped on to back. Let's take a look at another that I backed. So, and this one here, I really don't even have to boost at all. This is, of course, the One Ring second edition, and you can see it's already, at 732,000, 6,155 backers, and I never played the One Ring, back in the, back when it was first released. Still haven't played it now, and I jumped in on this Kickstarter at the $96 level or $98 level. And that's just to get the regular book and, and all of the other accessories that come along with it. So I got the physical copy. So this is basically what I'm getting. This is the starter kit plus the book, the hardcover book as well. So I'm really looking forward to this. And here we have all the stretch goals that it has already unlocked. And I'm sure it will probably hit many of these others as well. So it's at 5.5 million. They probably haven't updated their stretch goal yet either, because I'm pretty sure it's already at 700, and I don't know how this translates. So this is 6 million SEK right now. So it's very close to that 7 million. It's already at this one. So here was once a realm of men. All right, so it's already met this. It might even be close to hitting Cloud's Break. And Ceronic dice. Oh, let's see what the dice look like. This is the regular dice. Let's see what Ceronic dice look like. So this is the last of them. So looks like the regular dice just in black, but that looks pretty cool. And then you can get some of these add-ons. I of course backed that, everything to get everything in there. So this is the collector's edition. I did not back at the collector's edition because I'm not going to pay an extra $50 just to have a leather-bound book, and I've been burnt on that once previously, so I'm not going to bother with that. And then let's see, the other one, Saving Chalt, still has 15, and this has already met its pledge amount, and $3,833. So this has quite a few days to go left, and the stretch goals we're looking for is at 4,000 it will have 4 adventures, at 5,000 5 adventures, and hopefully we can get it up to 7,000. 7 adventures. Now I backed fairly low because I already have the 2 hardcover books of Chalt, so I only needed to back this at the $5 pledge. Otherwise, I would have gone probably all in. The actual best deal that is on here is for $105, you'll get the 2 hardcover books, all right, which were $60 a piece to begin with, and then this $5 PDF. So that's a really good buy if you don't already have the 2 hardcovers. So that's my Kickstarter news. Basically, a couple that are still running along. Actually, the last 3 I just did are still running along. So Dungeoneering is the closest one to being over. 3 more days left to go on that. Let's see, upcoming projects that I am working on. So I am getting back into my 4th edition MYFAROG adventure writing, and I had an interesting conversation recently where someone had mentioned, and I forget if it was Varg or someone else was talking about using MYFAROG as a game system in Middle Earth and how that was, going along. And so I asked the question, I was like, well, how many of you out there are actually using MYFAROG as a game system in other settings? And quite a few people actually said that, yeah, they do use it for Middle Earth. And this edition of the game is actually more geared towards that Tolkien-esque fantasy kind of a setting. So what I'm looking to do is I'm going to write my first adventure, kind of tweak it a little bit because I was working on one to have it set in Thule, the regular setting of the game. And what I'm going to do is I'm still going to set it on the Thule map because Middle Earth is still not in public domain, and I've been so far approved of writing things and putting things out there using MYFAROG. So I am going to put it in the Thule setting, but I am going to convert that to becoming more of a Tolkien-esque kind of setting. So it won't have the same lore and settlements and all of that associated normally with Thule, since the second edition of the game, or even going back as far as the first edition of the game. So I am going to bring it forward, and I'm going to really alter the setting to accommodate this type of play and this kind of a theme. So that's something that I will be working on over the next week or two, and I look forward to getting that published on Drive-Thru fairly soon, probably within 3 weeks or so. Get that out there. So that's a personal project I'm working on. Another project which I kind of alluded to earlier on that I wanted to work on was, as you can see, I have many different game systems, and what I was looking to do was I was looking to create 5 pre-generated characters for half a dozen or more different game systems, and then create a scenario, and then have a group of players. It could be the same group of players, or it could be different people coming in for these little one-shots, and they're just going to be running a single scenario, and see how those same characters for different game systems work through that scenario. So I was planning on having a half-elf ranger, a dwarf fighter, a halfling thief, an elf magic user, and a human cleric. So that is going to be the party makeup, and like I said, multiple game systems. So if you're interested in being involved in that little project, and you're not camera shy, because we will record this and then post it here on this channel. And I'll use either Roll20 or do this over Discord video or Zoom or whatever, some kind of a video representation of it. And like I said, we're only doing one scenario, so the timing should be probably less than a half an hour, or at the most a half an hour, to go through that one scenario that I'm planning on for each of the systems. And we'll figure out the systems as we go along, which ones we want to use, and we'll see how long that series goes, and the more interest into it, then the longer the series will run. So, excuse me. So with all that said, like I said, it's been quite a while since I've done one of these updates, and so there has been quite a bit of growth for the channel. I think the last time I did one of these, the channel might have just hit 1,100. So it's been a couple weeks. I've often found that subscriber numbers, they don't grow as quickly in January and early February. So that might just be a lag of the holiday season and such. So I'm looking forward to pushing this even further. My new goal for the remainder of the year, because I usually go to like around August, so I'm hoping to hit 1,500 by August. It certainly should be a doable target for the channel. Now, once again, thanks for joining. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Most importantly, if you want to be involved in that scenario one-shot gameplay that I'm looking to put together, please leave a comment in there, and I'll get in touch with you, and we'll coordinate getting a group together of 5 players plus myself, and let me know what systems you'd like to run that through. Certainly, we're going to do old school D&D, and I might go with something as early as the Holmes edition or Moldvay. Certainly, we'll do a BECME version of it. First edition, second edition, AD&D, and maybe a Pathfinder, 5th edition, AD&D, or D&D, I should say, and then some other OSR games that I already have. MYFAROG will certainly be one of them as well, and so we will, we'll see how long that series runs. So once again, thanks for joining. Have a great rest of your evening, and I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon. You'll have a great evening.